so glad you could come. This is Mrs... Oh, dear, what is your name?
Ruxton.
Of course I know it as well as my own. And this is Mrs. Vale.
How do you do?
Isn't it?
Quite.
Oh, of course.
Welcome.
Not yet.
That must be Lieutenant Merriam with Miss Partridge over there.
Certainly glad to hear the news, Pete. Congratulations.
Well, thank you, Major. Thank you.
You're a lucky guy, Pete.
I'll see you later.
3rd floor, 1st door.
Right. I'll wait there. You bring him up.
Thank you, sir.
A toast to the happy couple.
A toast.
Very good. Happy landing.
May I? Well, no, certainly.
Me too. Thank you.
I'll have fun. I know what I'm doing.
Lieutenant Merriam? Telephone, sir. Navy Department calling.
Oh, yes. Be right back. Lead on, McDuff.
This way, sir.
Matches. Match me, darling.
Pick them up.
Thank you.
Oh, Pete, hold it.
You can keep them, Major.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Not for me, thank you.
No, thank you.
Why up here?
They said it was private. There's a phone in here, sir.
Hey, it's my new apartment. Miss Partridge didn't want me to see it till after it was finished.
Here you are, sir. Quite a smell of paint, sir. In here, sir.
Thank you.
We should get some action, Sir Henry, with Sherlock Holmes in Washington.
Yes. I don't mind telling you I'd give anything to get my hands on that document.
Yes, I know.
Or at least know that it's in safe hands. Thanks.
Engaged today and married tomorrow. No, thanks. Have you a match?
Miss Partridge?
Yes?
Lieutenant Merriam asked if you would come to the new apartment.
But he's not supposed to see it yet.
The new apartment. He must think you're already married.
Yes, I don't dare let that man out of my sight. Excuse me, will you please?
Surely.
Oh, I'm so sorry. May I? Thank you.
This way, please.
Oh, I know the way, thank you. Peter, where are you?
Well, here we are, Grogan.
Good connection.
We'd better go into the party.
Well, I think you better go in first, Mr. Holmes. I'm not very good at this sort of thing.
I think you do all right.
The only possible explanation.
Mrs. Partridge, forgive my intruding, but is your niece the kind of girl who would just disappear in this manner of her own free will?
Well, ordinarily, of course not. But the girl's in love.
In love? Well, of course, if they're in love, that's...
Even so, they'd naturally tell you of their destination.
Really, I've no idea. Oh, but they'll be back here again tomorrow. You see, I prepared an apartment for them. An entire floor in this house.
By the by, Mrs. Partridge, I gather the rug you ordered for the apartment was not entirely satisfactory.
Oh, those tiresome workmen. I told them not to come in here this afternoon, but they did.
And walked out with a rug which they no doubt informed you had been sent by mistake and would be replaced tomorrow.
Yes, but however did you know that?
Show me the apartment.
Yes, there were two rugs there. One for the living room and one for the dining room.
Well, your workmen wear rubber-soled shoes, do they not?
Oh, but yes, always. Their company requires them to.
Nevertheless, there have been leather heels on this floor. And a woman's heels. Very recently, I should say. Not yours, Mrs. Partridge. But recently enough. so that no dust has had time to settle in the imprints. Stay over there, please. There seems to have been a struggle over there. A woman's footprints disappear and a man's leather heels come round and stop there. Either she was carried out in the carpet or else... Where does that door lead to?
Why, it's a dressing room.
Perhaps an ordinary skeleton key.
Try it. Watson, this is a matter for you, I'm afraid.
Excuse me. Who is he?
Is it Miriam?
Peter!
Take it easy, Mrs. Partridge. Let the doctor examine him. How is he, Watson?
Nasty crack of the head. Nothing serious, thank heavens. Is there somewhere where you can lie down?
Of course. Poor Peter. Take him to my room.
Yeah, son, put your arm around my neck. That's the notion.
Mr. Holmes, you must find Nancy.
Quite.
Poor Peter.
That girl disappeared right from under our noses. It's unbelievable. I better try to trace that truck.
That won't lead us anywhere. Our antagonist is too clever for that. But the girl must be found immediately. You're sure the police chemists found nothing definite in their examination of the trunk?
Not one thing pertinent to the case.
What about Grayson's body and the blanket it was wrapped in?
Nothing.
Every object connected with this case has some kind of story to tell. Do you think they'd mind if...
The laboratory is completely at your disposal, Mr.
Thank you. Dr. Watson and I will go there at once.
The usual findings on the trunk, Mr. Holmes. Bought in Washington, been banged about a good deal. All labels removed.
And the body?
No marks of any kind.
Very well.
If you need me, call.
Thank you. Watson, please.
Just tidying up a bit.
This blanket is beginning to tell me many things.
Really? Don't say so.
It only remains to translate them properly. Yes. And just as I thought. This blanket has had a most varied history. It's been on many a sea voyage. The latest not 6 months ago. Since then, it has been used to wrap a multiplicity of objects. Carvings of teak wood, candle snuffers made of pewter. And furniture.
Furniture?
Yes. Teak wood leaves an unmistakable stain. Pewter rubs off easily. And there are evidences of wax drippings. But what particularly concerns us, Watson, is the furniture. Most likely a chair. Louis the 15th. In yellow and maroon satin. What do all these things suggest to you, Watson?
Let me see. An aunt of mine, Matilda, lives in Brighton. Very old-fashioned. Very aged.
Exactly. Antiques. We've a lot of ground to cover before nightfall.
Ground? What ground?
If necessary. All the antique shops in Washington. A-N-T-I. There we are. Antiques.
Antiques? What connection is there, Louis XV's chair with this Partridge girl?
This sliver of wood came from a Louis XV's chair that had once been wrapped in that blanket. From other evidences the blanket supplies, I deduced that it's been used in an antique shop. And whoever controls those antiques murdered Grayson and kidnapped the girl.
What?
That's it, Watson. Come along. Before the girl's kidnapper becomes her murderer.